Alright guys, we're going to be getting on into game number 2 very shortly. Yet again, I am Sham2. Join with me is ZPs. So ZPs, what cool things have been going on in the competitive scene lately that you want to bring up? Because we're about to get into some EU scene stuff.
Well, for the US scene, honestly, just the fact that there's more leagues coming up, more teams showing up, and sort of that anticipation for everyone for stuff that's coming down the pipe. Hopefully beta soon, hopefully rank soon. It's a really good time to be in Heroes competition, and I feel people are starting to feel like all their work and effort in the scene is starting to pay off, and it's just exciting in general.
It really is. I mean, we've been seeing like so many meta changes like per week almost, that it's like every week is just something new to see and something new to watch. We've even been seeing Witch Doctor lately. We've been seeing Witch Doctor bans, which is pretty crazy. But
well, the cool thing about Nazeebo is that Nazeebo actually has a lot of power. It's just there's a lot of things that counter-comp him. Right now, I think he's a classic case in where you throw him in as second pick, as your last pick, if the other team is, lacking one of the heroes that does really well against him. And if you can get him in that situation, he does a lot of work.
That's true. That's true. Well, let's get on into game number 2. What do you know about the two teams that are going to be playing? Do you know anything really too much about them, since this is mYinsanity versus, Vega Squadron? Both, I believe, are EU teams.
Well, I know myi has players like Ace of Spades, Aragian, and they used to scrim the US teams back when the system allowed that. But honestly, any information I'd say about them and their playstyle right now is so hilariously outdated that I'd be doing a disservice either way if I were to comment on it. Sadly, I've not kept up on the EU game, so a lot of how this will go meta-wise and how the teams play will be interesting to watch and observe.
Alright, well, let's take a look at the picks and bans for game numero dos, which is going to be with our good friends from the EU region. It's going to be mYinsanity on top and Vega Squadron on bottom. 1 second here as I produce the heck out of this MLG production right here.
We have faith in your production skills.
I don't. Alright, let's check out those bans. We've got Tychus for mYinsanity and Tassadar for our friends Vega Squadron. Now, Tassadar is an interesting ban. I mean, Tassadar's Archon, very strong. Tychus is Odin, very strong. Both of those very synergize very well with Rhaegar. So, what are you thinking about these picks and bans? Or bans so far?
Honestly, these bans don't surprise me at all. I mean, usually you'd say it'd be, maybe Arthas Tychus ban because, you don't want to give the team up one. But, there's a lot of thoughts in a lot of people's minds that Tassadar might just be the third strongest hero in the game if you consider Arthas and Tychus number 2. So, seeing both of them gone early on, both very respectable. Both make a lot of sense.
We've got Ace of Spades taking up Uther, who is arguably one of the strongest heroes after this latest patch. However, he did just get the nerf of Rewind. How are you finding Uther lately?
Uther is still great. His stun and interrupt is phenomenal. I'm pretty sad about the loss of Rewind, but if we're going to be blunt, Rewind on him is crazy and probably way too overpowered to begin with. I mean, his burst healing with Rewind, it's like he has his main heal, his Wave of Light, his protective shield, and then he rewinds his main heal, his Wave of Light. It's like, why won't anything die? It's because, well, Uther.
Slimer and Green are going to pick Gazlo and Diablo respectively. Gazlo, a very good pick for teams who seem to be engaged upon, and Diablo, of course, what we saw last game, setting up those really nice wombo combos with the Apocalypse. Do you think they're going to be going for a wombo combo with these 2 picks already?
I think that's definitely what they have in mind. The problem that Vega Squadron might run into is that Gazlo is a very slow starting hero, and against very aggressive teams that will jump you at merc camps and will contest stuff, Gazlo just doesn't really have the mobility to run around and, help your really aggressive engagements. So they're going to have to play a very sort of safe, methodical style play to get stuff done.
Well, speaking of safe and methodical, they're going to be going against Araragi's Tyrael and Worf's Arthas. So we're going to have a very hard engaged team coming out from mYinsanity, almost playing a little bit into Vega Squadron's hand if they are hoping for those engagements upon them. So what are you thinking about this Uther Tyrael Arthas so far? Very strong team. What do you think are some really good counters to it?
Oh man, I don't know. Saying a good counter to Arthas, I mean, honestly, you could make an argument for Void Prison here if they wanted to go Zeratul to try and break some of it up. I don't know. It's a rough team to be going up against. I'll tell you that much. You know, they just want Tyrael wants to see someone and start the process of deleting him, and Arthas wants to get in and be a jerk and do the Arthas unkillable thing. And they have their work cut out of them because they picked Gazlo. They're going to be missing a DPS in all likelihood, so they're going to need some great wombo combos to make up for the lack of production that they're going to be facing to get heroes like Arthas down.
Wow! Triple specialist team, Nazeebo and Zagara picked. Oh my god, ZPs, I don't even know what to say at this point. But, however, I mean, these heroes do output a lot of damage if in the right situation. The right situation is going to be a little bit rough to come by, I think, against the team that so far is coming out from mYinsanity. But I am intrigued.
Well, right now, if I'm Vega Squadron, I'm saying, please Haunted Mines, please Haunted Mines, please Haunted Mines. Because, in theory, Gazlo, Nazeebo, Zagara could be turned into a really big push team if their final pick is Brightwing. Like, that's a team that you could go forth, you know, put them all in a lane, and it would be really horrific to get them out of it in the early levels of the game, even with Arthas, Uther, Tyrael.
All I can say right now is if I was in solo queue and I was Diablo and I got mixed with these guys, I'd be like, oh god, this is gonna be a heck of a game. But you know, we've seen situations not only in solo queue but also in other games in ECS where we've seen these very unconventional comps. Specifically, Clairvoyant loves to go with these types of things, and they actually tend to synergize really well and work well in the end. Shinobu now picking up Falstad and Lowell on Raynor. So they've got a very good range DPS team coming out from mYinsanity with a very strong bruiser front for this.
I just want to note one thing that's weird to me here. I just kind of blinked and double checked. It's like, Vala wasn't banned. Vala wasn't picked. I'm surprised that they took Raynor over Vala, because generally a lot of people prefer Vala over Raynor. So that's an interesting pick. It's not that Raynor's bad at all, but generally Vala is seen as a higher tier pick. And I'm looking at it, I'm not sure I see any sort of like higher meaning to Raynor in this pick with like ours or anything. So that's interesting.
Yeah, that is a very interesting point. I mean, it's possible that they've been thinking that Raynor is getting a little bit better and they maybe want that attack speed buff for Falstad. But, you know, with the Path of the Assassin buff, I think Raynor does get a little bit of a boost in damage from that. Brightwing is going to be the last pick here from Vega Squadron, so very good prediction there from you. And this could potentially be a really good team. A lot of split pushing power does exist here, and if they're engaged upon, I think they could do really well, especially if they set up the wombo combo absolutely perfectly. The Maul's definitely going to help out with that.
Yeah, and like I said, it's one of those things where really, you know, if I'm hitting ready as Mindset, I'm like, please not Haunted Mines, please not Haunted. I don't want to I don't want to look at that team on Haunted Mines, because that would be horrible.
That would be absolutely, that would be so hard to deal with.
That
I only have 2 lanes to deal with. That's gonna be, it's gonna be a massacre. All right, guys. So while we didn't get Haunted Mines, we will have Blackheart's Bay. The second game for the day is gonna be coming up very shortly. ZPs, what are your last regards and what are your last thoughts on those drafts?
It should be interesting to see. I feel like it's a game where really, what's it called? You know, the specialist team is going to have to get an early advantage. Otherwise, I think they're just going to get overpowered by Arthas, Uther, Falstad, Raynor. That one team definitely has the power, but the other team has a window to get ahead in the beginning. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
All right, well, let's get right on into this game. If you are at 22 seconds, let's start down at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Wait, hold on. Windows Media crashed for a second. Okay, I'm at 24 seconds. Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1.
Wait, crap! You crashed. Where are you at?
I'm at 24 seconds. Sorry, guys. Right. We're running with a little bit of a
Windows Media player
MLG
crash?
production.
You're breaking
right now.
Everything, Shan.
24 seconds. Are you at 24?
I am at 24 seconds.
All right, cool. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, sorry about that, guys. We're running with recorded games because the replays actually broke. Nexus Champ actually had the great forethought to record these games using video, so we're actually be using MP4 files to play these games. But let's talk about, on the left-hand side, we have mYinsanity. On the right-hand side, we do have Vega Squadron with the incredibly unique team, and I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they're going to be overloading bottom with that. Maybe their idea is to just do a very quick push and bomb. It is the shortest lane. It is the lane where they'd probably get the most traction. Although it is a little bit unconventional in the sense that the first turn-in likes to bomb middle. So, you know, A lot of times teams like getting down the first middle tower, and it's really great, but it looks like they might not be doing that.
Yeah, they do have 5-man going up top, and it looks like they are doing exactly as we were kind of expecting, just doing a lot of jungle. We've got Zagara and Gazlo already ready to start taking out those Siege Giants as soon as they spawn.
Man, they think it's Black Friday. They're at the Walmart. They've set up the tent. They are waiting.
It's gonna be the rush straight to the gaming aisle to get that game for their kid that their kid always wanted.
Their kid wants Ogre Insanity 2014, and they are ready to buy.
Well, the doors just opened. Everybody's rushing in. I think a poor roach just got trampled and is going to have to be sent to the hospital. But those Siege Giants are going to make some kids Christmas morning. Meanwhile, Diablo is going to be soaking mid. We've got Evil Bastro soaking bot as Witch. Dr. Shinobu is going to be down there as well. Shinobu, a very good choice to be down in that bottom lane.
Definitely. Falstad, of course, he gets thrown in a lot of solo lanes. He has pretty good escape ability. He is more killable than, say, Vala, but he does it well for the most part.
Did we just see mYinsanity? Yeah, they just grabbed all of the 10 coins. They could actually go for a turn, and they've got Tyrael already there already.
Yeah, the early Ogre ploy definitely comes with a disadvantage. I mean, maybe they knew that they couldn't fight the powerful lineup of mYinsanity, and the very beginning went for this, but losing those 10 coins early on is a big blow.
However, they've got this really strong push coming down here. It looks like mYinsanity's going to have to respond by sending 3 people down here. We've got Worf, Aragi, and Shinobu trying to defend these Giants, but with so many turrets, so many people out here from Vega Squadron, this split push is actually really good on a map like Blackheart's Bay.
Absolutely, and as I so many things, like they are really sort of going all in here while their base is getting bombed. Truth be told, this, even in the best case scenario that they get the bottom fort down here, it might be a trade because their middle fort is low and the 2 people in middle can push that down.
And it looks like that's exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
And to keep a note as well as mYinsanity is getting 2 lanes worth of experience at this time, whereas Vega Squadron's only getting 1.
Yeah, Vega Squadron is really all in here. If they don't get this bomb fort, they're actually going to be pretty far behind, both on XP and otherwise, because mYinsanity not running the crazy push comp, but just via map mechanics alone was able to get that middle fort, and they have members rotating down here. This could be really bad in a pincer attack. We'll have to see.
Oh my god, Slimer taking a lot of hits. He's got the Envenom on him. Is he going to be able to save anything at all? Green is going to go down. Dizzy looks like he's just barely going to get taken out as well. And the only person who's going to get out of this, oh, maybe even not, Styler Best taking a lot of hits. Brightwing is going to save herself and get out of there.
Oh man, if I was on Vega Squadron, my heart would just be completely sunk right now because it is the worst trying to come back from this deficit on this map, and trying to come back with their team is going to be even harder. They have a long road ahead of themselves if they want to win this game now.
I mean, they will be able to force those 5-man engagements, and that possibly could go really well for them because every single one of their heroes has a really good AoE attack, and if they can force those engagements around a fort, do you think that's going to be a little bit better for them?
It'll be better for them, but really they have to outplay mYinsanity hard, and I think mYinsanity has to make a mistake for them to get back in. Getting this far behind this early is so horrible on Blackhearts. Blackhearts, I would used to say, is the most snowbally map in the game. I think that title now goes to New Haunted Mines, which is crazy snowbally, but it's hard to come back either way. And LOL actually getting caught right now. This is exactly what Vega Squadron needs to get back in. Will they actually kill Raynor? It's looking like it. Diablo might have the knockback. Diablo going for it. Knocks him back. He is going to go down to 4 heroes of Vega Squadron. Good pick from them. That's exactly what they need to get back into this game.
Yeah, this is exactly... And that was really nice body blocking coming out there from Green. That's what I love about Diablo. He's just such a big hero. He's great at body blocking in those types of situations. You don't even have to use all of your abilities like Shadow Charge and Overpower. You can just kind of sit there and just kind of block using just your model alone. Haragi and Ace of Spades are trying to block out this major push coming out here from Vega Squadron yet again. The question is whether or not they're going to be able to actually get anything out of this one. They still haven't taken that bottom fort, even though they went 5-man before.
Yeah, I think they really want to go with Mercs, and that's why they switched from top. And, oh man, we have a great W from Arthas. Gazlo going down. Lots of damage going up to the Vega Squadron team. They have to back up. mYinsanity with the momentum, still chasing down. Brightwing going down. Nazebo wants to run out, and oh, he gets hit by everything. He's down. Another 4-hero wipe.
A beautiful, beautiful Howling Blast coming out there from Worf. Every single time they engage, it's Worf getting these absolutely amazing 2 to 3 people Howling Blasts that just kind of really stick all of the people from Vega Squadron in one place and allows absolutely everybody from mYinsanity to just pretty well away. Dizzy taking a lot of damage. Lau trying to come in here. Hey, Polymorph is going to come in, but it's not going to be enough to stop him from using his his
I just
stim back?
the
Adrenaline
Hyperless
back?
chasing you
Adrenaline
is
back.
so annoying. Like it just running away from Zagara is just the worst feeling. Oh man, it's that Hydro chasing me.
It's what I call it the stinky kid effect. Nobody wants to be around Zagara, but Zagara like forces herself to be around like everybody.
Yes, yes.
And you can't really deal with it. There's no easy way to deal with the stinky kid, you know? But it looks like mYinsanity using that Grave Golem. Going to be pushing down this lane. A beautiful Shock and Awe is going to come out here.
Oh.
Level 7 out here for Vega Squadron, but level 10 out here for mYinsanity. They are absolutely tearing everything up. Evil Bistro is trying to get away. Divine Storm going to come in here at the last second. Dizzy now also going to go down with a beautiful Howling Blast coming out here from Morph. And meanwhile, these Siege Giants are going to be pushing bot lane as well.
Man, I think I have tinnitus because all I keep hearing in my right ear is ding, 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 ding for half of this cast.
Am I at a casino or am I watching mYinsanity
like
playing?
Off the sheet, someone just won. It's like ding, ding, ding. And let me just say there, big props to the Golem. I mean, forget the actual play here.
He's the real MVP.
The Golem is the sixth player of Heroes. That was a phenomenal route by the Golem, and he might actually be better than mYinsanity. He needs to get a, I don't know.
mYinsanity drafts the Golem in the next set of matches, kicks off Ace of Spades. I'm hoping, because me and Ace of Spades have our grudge matches right now. But it looks like they're going to grab another chest again. I mean, they're just so far ahead right now. It's 11-8 in the levels, and I mean, it's going to be really rough for Vega Squadron to come back. What are some things that you could possibly see Vega Squadron doing? Like really getting some forts down?
They need the Wombo combos, walkouts. I mean, they need a full Gazzle ult, otherwise just normal pushing isn't going to do it at this point because they are going to lose the coin war, and it's going to get ugly. Really, they just need to avoid taking more damage until they hit... Oh, no. Until they hit level 10, it's going to
Dizzy going to take out... Okay, taken out. Green going to get taken out. Absolutely everybody except for Mastro is going to get taken out here by mYinsanity yet again. And just look at how many coins they've got. Araki's got 9, Shinobi's got 4, Lowell's got 1, Ace of Spades has got 2, and they've still got bribe stacks.
Yeah, as Tyrael went in there, I was just thinking about the Tyrael click up to his. I was like, I'm sorry, were you saying something? I was busy thinking about justice. Like, were we talking about the game? Tyrael was too busy just running in and killing people.
Well, it looks like they're going to still try and defend. I mean, they're down 3 forts, and actually, that's the one thing about the mechanics for anti-snowballing is that if they get that miracle engagement, as you were talking about before, that could still exist for them to come back into this game. And actually, Blackheart's Bay, I think, is one of those one of these levels that if you haven't turned in at all, you're actually a little bit more of an advantage later on in the game. But Styler Best actually going to take a lot of damage here, and this actually might be a free kill for mYinsanity yet again.
Brightwing, honestly, I don't even fault Brightwing for that much. I mean, they're desperately trying to get soaked to get a little bit back in the game. They're taking risks, It didn't work out. The entire team went on him. And now it's just really, can Vega Squadron get a big set of team ults? But, truth be told, the level difference is getting so severe now that even if they got the most ideal Gazlo Diablo combo, the other team's so tanky, they still might not die.
Oh, and there's the Gazlo ult. It is going to not take out a single person. mYinsanity just far too ahead in levels, and this is now going to be another 4 wipe for them. And they're just really good at taking advantage of the fact that there's absolutely no escape mechanics on Vega Squadron. Vega Squadron doesn't have any way to jump out of team fights, get out of anything. The only person who has any way to get out is if Styler Best actually grabbed Blink Heal, but they just hit level 10, so that's just barely going to be in their favor if they have that at all to use as an escape mechanic.
Yeah, and as far as law differences go, I just kind of laughed at Diablo did Lightning Breath there. It's kind of like the idea is, there's something scalding hot in a media thing, and the tough guy goes like, this doesn't hurt at all. Well, that did not hurt mYinsanity at all. The law difference is just too much for Lightning Breath to really do much at this point.
Yeah, mYinsanity, they're the Dragonborn, man. You can't burn them. They're immune to fire. They've spec'd up all their gear. They're at level 15 to a level 11 for Vega Squadron, and they've got a keep on Vega Squadron as well.
Wait. Does this mean the story won't advance for the next 20 minutes of the game, and they're going to be typing in all chat, "Where are my dragons?" Because I don't want that. I'm not cool with that. Also,
well, they're not Targaryens. They're Dragonborn. I think the Targaryens are born from dragons, but they're not Dragonborn. I think that's Sky. I don't know. I don't know anything about my.
Okay, you're gonna say. I thought
my fictional races.
Game of Thrones reference.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Maybe I was going with Game of Thrones. I don't even remember anymore. think
you're just mixing up your fantasy universe at the point, Shams. Go home, you're drunk.
dude, I'm a Star Wars fan, and let's talk about Death Rays, because mYinsanity right now is the planetary laser. They are just obliterating the people of Alderaan, but they've changed Alderaan to be Vega Squadron. Now, there is a beautiful wombo combo. The Maul's actually going to block out the damage, though, from the Ravenous Spirit, and still nobody from mYinsanity is going to die in this engagement. And this is almost a 5-man wipe again, but yet again, another 4-man wipe.
Truth be told, I think this might be game. I mean, that's a lot of people down, and the Death Towers are long enough that they can push. We'll see. I mean, they're so high level now that they can basically ignore anything the other team does. And I'll just note something. That was a good engage by Vega Squadron. I think it's one of those things where if the levels were close, that actually might be a team fight win for them, but too little, too late, as the core is getting mauled down. GG.
And there it is, GG. mYinsanity with the absolute insanity plays coming out here from the HPL. I am Sham 2, and I'm gonna jump over. Oh, maybe I'm gonna hit the right scene. I hit the right scene. Oh, that's that MLG production right there. And I don't know about you, ZPs, but I think that was a really cheeky idea for a team composition, but I don't think it quite panned out the way they wanted to.
No, and truth be told, I don't think Blackhearts is really the best map for that in the end. Blackhearts is a map that has requires a lot of rotations, a lot of like trying to challenge teams with pure brute force power. And that sort of push team, it's hard to make it work on that map. They need a flawless early game, and executing that is hard. And let me just note one thing about, sort of snowballed games and Heroes is that it makes the losing team look way worse than they probably are. The game was sort of decided by the early fights, and they were just struggling to catch up ever since, and that was pretty much all there was to the game.
Well, guys, the next game is going to be Blame Game versus Symbiote Gaming. We're going to set that up real quick. We'll be right back. I am Sham2. Joined with me is ZP TV, ZP's TV, ZP TV? ZP_TV on Twitch, but ZP's TV on Twitter. You can change that.
Yeah, I might need to change that.
I'm getting
I will use ZP_TV on Twitter, but that was actually already taken, believe it or not.
When does TSM play? I don't think TSM's in this just yet. They're going to sponsor Team Sham2, which is going to be me, followed by 4 clones. I'm going to play 5 versions of Diablo. I don't know if you guys have heard that news yet. I think it's been released on Reddit. I'm not sure. But we'll be right back, guys. I am Sham2 and ZPs, and this is the Heroes Premier League hosted by Nexus Champ. Go to the Reddit thread if you want to check out the standings and everything else, or of course we can also link it in the chat. Stay tuned.